And you're both certain you've never seen this woman before?
Well, I only caught a glimpse of her, to be honest.
Sam?
I can't really be sure, but I don't think so.
Okay. Look, I'm sorry, I need to take this.
We've put Abs out for the vehicle.
Why are you standing around talking? Shouldn't you be out combing the streets?
These guys have been up all night, Leanne. They put a double shift.
Oh, well, I'm sorry if I'm interrupting your tea break. Tell you what, tell me what I'm looking for and I'll go and find him myself.
Yeah, I'm going to go and check out this rental company. Go home, Leanne. We've got this.
You wanted to see me?
I just had an interesting call from control. Apparently someone rang saying something about a body in the canal.
Where?
Just west off Mortimer Lock. They didn't get any more information and the call cut off before they could trace it. They tried to call back and they couldn't get through.
Who was the caller?
Didn't leave a name. Just that it was a man.
Could be a hoax.
It could be.
Get a soccer down here. Tell them we've got a body. That's a great help, thank you.
And I'm used to public speaking. I can hold it together in front of a camera.
Well, we're not there yet, but it is useful to know. And the fact that you've spoken to him and he sounded coherent.
A couple of minutes, that's all it was.
But still, it's valuable information.
His phone went straight to voicemail. We've just been ringing and ringing him.
Did Tim say anything else?
We've told you everything, word for word. Can we see a map of where you're searching?
I can't share that information.
Well, you can't or you won't?
Look, Sally, the last thing we need is word getting out. Gangs of amateur sleuths tramping around.
It's bodies on the ground that count, surely, whether it's amateur or professional.
Not if they're trampling all over the evidence.
And stoking up crazy conspiracies.
You need to trust us.
Thanks to your information, Sally, we're now concentrating on another part of the woods. If that draws a blank, then we'll move on. What you and your friends in reception need to do now is go home and wait in case he calls.
I'm not leaving. If you want me out, you're going to have to throw me out. Yeah, throw all of us out. I don't like it when people put words into my mouth. They're looking over here. Excuse me. I'm not comfortable with the turn that conversation took just now.
It's good news. Tim's been found.
In Medlock Woods?
The paramedics taking him to Weatherfield General.
There's a car outside waiting to take you straight there now.
Your friend let us in downstairs. Mr.
Cropper. Roy.
How can we help?
Look, we have been through this. I don't really know what else I can say. I've gone above and beyond for you already.
At least he was out there doing something.
New information's come to light.
What new information's come to light?
We have reason to suspect that you've not been entirely honest with us.
I have been entirely honest with you. I mean, you know the whole thing.
About the incident?
And about your motives.
Craig, just vouch for me here, mate, will you? Just tell
Peter
her.
Barlow, I'm arresting you for the murder of Stephen Reed.
Come on.
You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Come with us, please, Mr. Barlow.
Baby. Craig, please.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Can I get either of you a brew?
No.
I'm fine.
Right then. Let's get started. For the record, you previously stated that you suspected Mr. Reed of secretly dosing your wife with LSD. Is that correct?
I didn't suspect anything. It's a fact.
As yet to be proven. However, for the sake of this interview, you believed it to be true.
Yes.
And how did that make you feel?
How do you think that made me feel?
Would it be fair to say that you were angry?
Yeah.
So we can agree that you previously held a grudge against the deceased? Is that why, according to Mrs. Roberts, you threatened her son on the 10th of October?
No comment.
And during this altercation, did you or did you not say you'd rather see Mr. Reed dead?
That was in the heat of the moment. That's just a figure of speech.
It's also called a motive.
We're just trying to establish facts.
No, you're not. You're trying to fit me up, is what you're trying to
Why
do.
don't we take a 5-minute...
I don't want to have a 5-minute break. Sorry, I just want to get this over with, OK? Threatening something.
So now you admit to threatening Mr. Reed?
Threatening something is different to actually doing it.
Except in this case, it did happen. Mr. Reed is dead because of you.
It wasn't intentional. It was just an accident.
So now you deny purposely driving your vehicle into the deceased?
I never said that. He was gonna murder Jenny.
We don't know that was his intention.
At no point did I want to kill him.
But you did kill him.
And that's something I'm gonna have to live with the rest of my life. But I'll tell you this. If I was in the exact same situation, I'd do it again.
Oh, Sarge, have you got a second?
Can it wait, PC Tinker? I'm trying to get this interview finished and it's getting late.
Oh, yeah, OK. Actually, look, it won't take a minute.
Yep.
I didn't know whether to say or not, with it being, what is it, anecdotal from me living across the street from him.
What? Who are you talking about?
Yeah, sorry, Ed Bailey, the Victoria Street fire. Look, I know that he's got some debts from gambling, and one of the fire officers said they could smell white spirit.
You reckon it's an insurance job?
I reckon it could be.
Right. Well, we'll know either way once the fire dog's been in, won't we?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Is there anything else?
No, as you were, Sarge.
I've got some reading matter for you.
What is it?
It's a report from the investigator looking into the fire at the Builder's Yard on Victoria Street.
What does it say?
You want me to spoil the ending?
No.
I think you'll find the fire dog handler's report interesting. Right, that's me.
What did that take away? 2
spring rolls, Indonesian stir-fry, udon noodles. Already called it in.
Way to go, Swain Rooney!
Insubordination, PC Tinker.
Hey, do you know, someone once wrote OCID on my locker 2 years ago.
That's different. You should have reported it.
Yeah, well, I wiped it off. Banter.
If I had £1 for every time I heard Swain's World or Totally Excellent, honestly.
Hey up. What now?
2 weeks ago, I reported him missing.
Sorry, what?
Lauren Bolton. 2 weeks ago, I reported him missing, and you've done nothing.
Can I help?
Yeah, we think you should investigate her disappearance. Because apparently there's bloodstains in a flat.
Rewind.
Lauren Bolton. I thought she was ghosting me. Now I think she's dead.
The most important part of the word stakeout is takeout. You have to choose carefully.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I once had a car with someone who ordered a Chinese, chopsticks the lot. They screamed go, go, go on the radio, and he ended up with a lap full of egg foo young.
What is it you favour then, Sarge?
Well, no one loves a Chinese or a Korean more than me, but for a stakeout, you can't beat a good old-fashioned bacon butty, in my opinion. You just need to go easy on the ketchup. Which that clearly isn't.
Do you reckon that's blood?
Yeah, could well be.
Or someone could have just cut a finger and tried to close the curtains. Or had a nosebleed.
No, it's unlikely. See the direction of the staining? The motion's upwards rather than a smear or a dripping down.
Like a spattering.
Yeah, possibly. But let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. We need Socko in sharpish. Then we'll have a better idea.
Yeah.
We just want some more background.
I'd appreciate some foreground first. Was it a bloodstain?
We're looking into it.
We can't discuss an ongoing investigation. Look, The best way you can help us find Lauren is by answering my questions so we can obtain the clearest picture possible.
Okay.
Would you mind giving us some privacy?
Why are you going to get the thumb screws out on him?
At this stage, we like to keep any information within as tight a circle as possible. If your nephew says something of relevance, we won't want it leaking into the community.
I'm hardly going to do that, am I?
I can handle things.
Okay. Listen, if they come on strong, just holler. I'll be in the bedroom.
You mentioned Lauren had bruises, Bobby. Do you know how she came by them?
She made up this story about a fall, but I knew she was lying. She had this ex.
Have you got a name?
Yeah, she kept dead quiet about him, but I could tell she was scared of him. I bet you that's where the bruises came from.
Okay. Had they been seeing each other a while?
Since before I knew her, but that's not long.
You said her flat was in a state when you first reported her missing.
That's right.
Well, it's not now.
Roy went and cleaned it up.
Roy Cropper. He owns the cafe across the road. He used to employ Lauren.
Until she disappeared?
Well, until he sacked her.
So, why would he clear out Lauren's flat?
So Evelyn could get a deposit back off the landlord.
Evelyn?
She's a friend of Roy's. She was going to vacate the place, but Roy persuaded her to sublet it to Lauren. Gave her a job at the cafe and paid her first month's wages up front so she could pay the rent.
Why? Is he some sort of relative or family friend?
Nah, he just likes helping people. Anyway, when Lauren was gone and the flat was a tip, the landlord was threatening to send Evelyn the bill for a deep clean.
So, Mr. Cropper went in and cleaned up?
And paid Lauren's outstanding rent. He just didn't want to see Evelyn out of pocket.
Obviously. I think we need to pay Mr. Cropper a visit. Were you and Lauren Bolton friends?
Oh, we didn't socialise, naturally, but we were on friendly enough terms.
Even though you sacked her?
She took some money from a customer's bag. I had no option but to dismiss her. She was upset, but I think she understood.
Why did you give her a job in the first place? I believe her history was quite well known locally.
She was trying to make a fresh start. It's clearly struggling.
She was vulnerable?
I suppose. She reminded me of someone who I'd helped in the past. Working here had helped that person to find their feet, so to speak. Unfortunately, it didn't have the same effect on Lauren.
So you're quite the good Samaritan, then?
I wouldn't go that far.
You're too modest. I've heard you arranged Lauren's accommodation, you gave her an advance to pay her first month's rent, you cleared her outstanding debt, and then cleaned up her flat. Couldn't see my boss doing that for me.
As I say, I was hoping that she might be able to turn her life around.
And how would settling her debts and cleaning her flat help with that?
Well, it wouldn't. The notional tenant is a friend of mine. She stood to lose money if the flat wasn't returned in good order. As I had persuaded her to sublet to Lauren in the first place, I felt it was incumbent upon me to clear the flat up and to pay the outstanding rent.
What did you do with her things and the rubbish she cleared away?
Well, I gathered together her personal effects, laundry, which is upstairs, and then disposed of the rubbish in the bins at the rear of her flat.
Has there been a collection since?
Well, not on a Monday, no.
Good. We'll need to go through it. And I'll need Lauren's things, too.
Oh, certainly, yes. They're in the wash at the moment.
In the wash?
So they'll be ready when she returns. Cycle will be nearly finished. You'll be able to collect them within the hour.
I'll send someone. Right. We won't keep you any longer. I believe we already have your fingerprints on file.
Why would you require my fingerprints?
To eliminate them at the scene.
I'm not sure there'd be much use. I wore rubber gloves throughout the clean.
Yeah, but you might have left some stray ones. This is nothing to worry about, Roy. It is purely standard procedure.
Right, I see. Well, if I can be of any further assistance to you, you know where I am.
Yeah, we do.
Sarge, found a wad of tennies under the mattress.
How much is there?
About 200.
Right. If you were going to do a flip, why would you leave 200 quid behind?
It could be towards the rent that she owed.
No, you'd leave it on the counter. You wouldn't hide it. Besides, it doesn't really chime with what we know about her.
Yeah, I suppose not.
At least it's something. Mrs. Mop seems to have got rid of everything else.
Mrs. Mop?
Yeah, the cafe guy who'd snapped on his marigolds so promptly. There's something not right about all that.
Yeah, but I know Roy, and, well, it's exactly the sort of thing that he would do.
For a former employee you hardly knew?
No, for Evelyn, them two. They're dead close, and he would not want to see her short money-wise.
Sarge, we're going to apply the luminol.
Go for it. Kill the lights.
Oh, that is not a nosebleed.
Ah, Sergeant. Just the person. Max Turner, he's asking to speak to you. Something about Lauren.
Did he say anything else?
No, that's all he said. I'll leave you to it.
Okay, thanks. And Eleanor Benton, does that name ring any bells?
No.
Here's that incident report.
Yes, Sergeant. So what, you were sending her dirty messages?
Yeah, well, it's horrible. It's sickening. But he calls her Ellie.
Actually, maybe this does ring a bell. A while back, Bethany mentioned an Ellie. She reckoned that Nathan Curtis had assaulted her.
Did you follow it up?
I went round to her address, but she'd legged it by the time I got there. I think maybe she was scared.
Right, well, if this is the same Ellie, then we could be onto something here. What if Joel forced her to lie to put Nathan in the frame?
Like he did with Lauren.
Exactly. This Ellie was one of Joel's clients, which means she was arrested at the very least, but I can't check the system. I've been told to step away from the case, so I'm not allowed to do any digging, but...
But I am, and that's why you're telling me this. You want me to check it out and report back to you?
You're sharp as a tack, PC Tinker. I know it's a huge favour.
I'd be out on my ear if anyone finds out.
No pressure.
I want this monster locking up as much as you do.
PC Tinker. What's this?
An address of one Eleanor Benton.
Reason?
She was picked up again for shoplifting, so unless she has moved in the last 16 days, you should be golden.
Great work.
You just gonna rock up at her house?
I can't just sit on this.
Do you think she'll talk to you?
Those messages he sent, they're predatory. Joel needs to be stopped. I thought I'd buy him a drink.
Listen, Daniel thinks he might know this Ellie.
I've got a friend, Nikki. Do you remember? She's the one that you questioned me about when you dragged me into the police station. Not that I'm bitter. Well, she's got this outreach program with sex workers. She put me and Bethany in touch with this woman called Ellie, who reckoned that she had information about Lauren's disappearance. Now, I don't know if it's the same person.
It is.
Do you think that you could get Nikki to speak to Ellie?
I could try.
I'm still drawing a blank on a CCTV.
Yeah, we'll keep at it. Once we find out where those cars have been, we find out where the suspect's gone.
Any chance I could get an extra pair of eyes? I'm already starting to see double.
Yeah, leave it with me. Oi, Tinks. Tinks.
Those keys that Joel never came back for, I think we've got a good reason why. We found him.
Oh, hey. I should have that list of red cards for you by the end.
How dare you discuss confidential information with my daughter? Telling her my whereabouts whilst on duty? Tinker?
Yeah?
Red cars on Noble Street?
Sounds like an album title. I'll chase it up.
Today?
Now. Right now. Right now. Morning. Busy, busy, busy. What are you doing back here?
I'm assuming you know Joel Deering was in Roy's roles, drunk, threatening, off his head by the sounds of it.
I know, and we're dealing with it. But right now, you should be at home.
I'll go home if you can tell me where Joel is.
There are plenty of officers out there looking for him. They're going to track him down.
And I want to be here when they haul him in. I want to see his face.
We all do.
He has to get what he deserves.
And he will.
You call me, all right, no matter the time. When they find him, I want to know.
You guys move fast.
What?
Processing Swain's car.
Swain's car?
For evidence. Park right there.
I don't know where you got it. Suspect is not on foot. Suspect is believed to be driving a grey C4 Citroen.
Right, what's going on?
Rob Donovan, he's gone.
What do you mean? He's dead.
We searched the whole building and he's not there.
Well, someone took his body?
Or he wasn't dead in the first place.
Swain said he had no pulse.
Yeah, well, is it possible that she could have made a mistake?
In this game, you judge people on their actions, not, you know, their reputation.
Oh, DC Green, that's beautiful. I might get it framed and put it on the office wall next to Live, Love, Laugh.
Can't even escape the office bants on my day off. What are you doing out of uniform?
Got a placement to CID.
Oh, well, every precinct can breathe a sigh of relief knowing PC Tinks is on the case.
He'll be shadowing you for a fortnight. That's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Did you know that it's Kit's birthday today?
Oh, I should have put a bow on you, Craig. Listen and learn today, PC Tinker. Good luck. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
Stay out of trouble. What happened to shadowing?
Well, we decided
Just tell me.
it didn't work out.
Why? Oh, I see. You don't want to grass up DC Green, right? The thing is, Craig, I'm the one who actually oversees the shadowing, so I'll be hauling him in to explain anyway.
Well, he was right, probably. It was my fault. I'll never make a DC.
He said that?
Please don't say that I said anything.
I bet he got told that when he was in uniform too. So he's probably trying to push you. So the best thing that you can do is to prove him wrong. So you get yourself back in uniform and you show him that you're smart, you're self-motivated, and actually you are ready to test yourself. You get yourself noticed, PC Tinker, for being an exceptional police officer.
Yeah. Yeah, Sarge.
And you call me if DC Green gives you any more grief.
Right, yeah. I will do. Cheers.
Oh, do you have to get that?
No. I want to hear your statement if you'd like to take a seat. Thank you.
Hi, D.S Swain. It's only me again. Look, I just wanted to say I am sorry for losing it earlier. I want you to know you're right, okay? I do. I need to get out. I need to be bolder and prove that I am a good officer, okay? And you're right. I will make DC one day. Thanks again.
Craig. Who did this to you? Well, you've got nothing to be sorry for, Craig. None of this is your fault.
Increase systolic blood pressure. 210 over 65, decrease heart rate of 42.
Craig, you hear me?
Okay, brakes on, poles away. We'll lift him on 3. Okay? Everyone's happy? Yeah, happy. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Irregular respirations, IV access gained, and TXA given.
Right, significant blood loss, thank you. Take it from here. Great, let's get him hooked up. Great. You're with us now.
D.S Swain.
Can you hear me? We're taking really good care of you, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, of course I am.
Hey, I've got another call out. I need to go.
Really good.
What, you going back to work after this?
Yeah, I need to. There's no one to cover.
You should be proud of yourself. Craig owes you big time.
Got hooked up. Okay, let's have a look at these numbers. Just check the donation. Okay, thank you. Check, yep. 2+6, okay. Good.
Now, and the doctors will fix him, okay?
Pushed you to get back out there. You should never have been there alone. That's on me. If you confronted someone and they did this to you, that's my fault. Oh, you didn't need to prove yourself. I'm an idiot for saying that. You were already brilliant. I'm so sorry you didn't pick up my phone. I was going to call you back, but then I went... I should have answered. I should... I'm so sorry.
My shift's finished and I couldn't go on. I just wanted to see how he is. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you haven't.
Thanks for before, stepping in with that bloke.
Oh, it's my job.
Still, I couldn't stop thinking about him. When I got there and I saw it was an officer, then I realised it was Craig. I was shocked.
However many times we see horrific attacks like this, they're always shocking.
No, it's not just that, though. You have this idea in your head. The police. You don't get hurt. You protect us and you're superheroes, and then...
And then you realise we're just like you. We're not invincible, but we have to convince ourselves we are, because otherwise we'd just be paralysed with fear.
He's gonna be all right, isn't he?
I don't know. But I promise you I'm gonna find the low-life scum that did this. You don't attack one of my officers and get away with it.
Any change?
No. They've been to check on him.
What have they said?
Well, they're waiting on the CT scan results. They think there could be swelling on the brain. Worst case scenario, they'll have to operate. Excuse me. Listen, I need to go. Are you all right to stay with him?
Yeah, of course.
When he wakes up, you call me immediately, all right? Thank you. D.S Swain. No. I must caution you that you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you'll later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand? You're entitled to free independent legal advice whilst at the station. You have decided to have a solicitor who is present. At 12:30 today, Police Constable Craig Tinker was called out to a domestic disturbance at your home address. He then pursued a silver van, registration Sierra Delta 07, Sierra Kilo Delta, a vehicle registered in your name. He then stopped the vehicle where it appears he attempted to conduct a breathalyzer test. I'm fairly sure we'll find some DNA on that breathalyzer that will confirm it was you. P.C. Tinker was then assaulted with a blunt weapon and was subsequently found unconscious at the exact spot where he stopped your vehicle. He died from the injuries he sustained in this assault. The next time we see your van, Detective Constable Green had discovered you had abducted Bernadine Winter to the Marchant Street waste ground. Both she and D.C. Green have attested that you were brandishing a baseball bat. A baseball bat I am convinced we will discover is covered in your fingerprints and the blood of P.C. Tinker. So the icing on the cake now will be a nice little confession. So why don't you have a chat with your solicitor and I'll be back to take that from you and then we can all go home. Well, except for you. Obviously. Interview suspended at 21:24. Interview recommenced at 21:32. Same person's present. Caution still remains.
Mr. Michaelis has prepared a statement that he would like me to read for him.
Go ahead.
Actually, I'll read it.
Mr. Michaelis?
After a disagreement with my wife today, I went for a drive to clear my head. I was stopped and complied with the police constable's breathalyzer test, which he told me I passed. I then went on my way. At the last time I saw the police constable, he was alive and uninjured. As to D.C. Green's accusations, I wholeheartedly refute them, as well as those of his mother. I was assaulted and handcuffed by the detective while minding my own business near Marchant Street. I have been subject to a campaign of harassment from the detective going back over 15 years. Any evidence he produces will be fabricated, and I intend to make an official complaint at the earliest opportunity.
I see. Right. Well, with regards to your interaction with P.C. Tinker, conveniently for you, he's dead. But your wife has corroborated your version of events at your home. However, unfortunately for you, a detective constable retrieved a weapon that is covered in forensic evidence, which you are claiming has been falsified, but it's your word against his. And this police officer is very much alive. The only thing that could potentially save you now would be an alibi. It's a shame you don't have one, otherwise I'd have to consider letting you go.
I do.
You do?
Yeah, I was with my son.
Your son?
Yeah, I ran into him just after the breathalyzer test and was with him until just before Kit attacked me.
And your son's name?
Brody. Brody Michaelis.
You really should have discussed this with your solicitor.
Why is that?
Because if you had, she'd have told you at the time in question she was with your son, checking that he was sober enough for questioning. Brody has been in this police station nearly the whole day. Mark Michaelis, I am going to be charging you with the murder of Police Constable Craig Tinker.
Okay, everybody, a bit of quiet, please. Thank you.
Friends, family, and fellow officers, today we gather with heavy hearts to honour the life and sacrifice of Police Constable Craig Tinker. Beloved son, friend, and colleague. I remember when he first joined the force, all wide-eyed and innocent, and we wondered if he'd cut it. But of course he did. He was nothing if not determined. Especially when the biscuit tin was out, but that's another story. Being a police officer was something Craig was very proud of, and he was unwavering in his service to the community, his people. He wanted to make life better for everyone, whether that was by offering up a cheeky grin or by bringing hardened criminals to justice. But it was in that line of duty that he gave his life. Or rather, it was taken from him in the most brutal and callous fashion. And his bravery and courage on that day is something that each and every one of us should aspire to and be in total awe of. Being a police officer is a privilege. It is. But it can come at great personal cost. And we wouldn't be human if we didn't sometimes wonder if that price was too high. So our admiration to officers like Craig, with his total commitment to the pursuit of justice, no matter what, is huge. And we owe him our gratitude too. Although, I'm sure he'd be embarrassed and blush at the very idea of being thought of as a hero. Or maybe you'd think the ladies would love it. It was an honor to know him, to call him my friend, my fellow officer. And he will never be forgotten. To Craig, may you rest in peace.
To Craig.
Craig.